The West Philippine Sea has long been vital to the Filipino people, feeding communities, supporting trade, and sustaining livelihoods. For generations, these waters have been a source of hope and abundance, where families pass down fishing traditions and coastal towns thrive on the bounty of the sea. The rhythms of daily life here are deeply intertwined with the ocean's gifts. But these waters, within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, have become a flashpoint of global tension. The world's eyes are now fixed on this region, as rival powers assert their interests and the stakes grow ever higher. Here, international law clashes with China's sweeping claims, marked by its controversial 9-dash line, rejected by an international tribunal in 2016. Despite this ruling, China continues to assert control, building artificial islands and deploying Coast Guard vessels, escalating the dispute and challenging the global rules-based order. For the Philippines, defending these waters is about national dignity, economic security, and territorial integrity. The sea is not just a resource, but a symbol of independence and resilience, crucial for the country's future and the well-being of millions. Filipino fisherfolk face daily harassment, risking their safety as they venture out to sea. Their livelihoods are threatened by intimidation and dwindling catches, forcing many to make difficult choices for their families. And government vessels are routinely challenged, with tense encounters and radio warnings becoming a regular part of patrols. Each mission is a test of resolve and a reminder of the ongoing struggle for control. What was once a distant diplomatic dispute is now a daily struggle, shaping the nation's foreign policy and identity. The conflict has entered the public consciousness, sparking protests, debates, and a renewed sense of unity among Filipinos. As 2025 ends, the Philippines is shifting from a reactive stance to a bold, proactive defense of its maritime rights. The government is investing in stronger patrols, new alliances, and advanced technology to safeguard its territory. The nation is determined to patrol and protect its waters, signaling it will not yield its sovereignty. In the face of mounting challenges, the Philippines stands resolute, ready to defend its future and the legacy of the West Philippine Sea. Scarborough Shoal, Panatag Shoal to Filipinos, sits just 124 nautical miles from Luzon, well within the Philippines' EEZ. Once a rich fishing ground, it became a symbol of Chinese expansion after a 2012 standoff led to a Chinese blockade. Control of the shoal offers strategic dominance over the South China Sea, making it a critical node in China's regional ambitions. For the Philippines, its loss is a blow to sovereignty and the livelihoods of coastal communities. After a brief de-escalation elsewhere, China refocused on Scarborough, intensifying its presence and turning the area into a testing ground for coercive tactics. Every Philippine approach is now met with overwhelming Chinese force, making the shoal the main flashpoint and raising the risk of wider conflict. By late 2024, China had transformed its blockade of Scarborough Shoal into a sweeping net of control, pushing patrols further east. China Coast Guard vessels now intercept Philippine ships long before they near the shoal, creating a deep buffer zone. Patrols surged from 48 ship days per month in late 2024 to 95 in early 2025, peaking at 120 in January. This is a sustained campaign to assert dominance, using large Coast Guard cutters and maritime militia to maintain a 24/7 presence. Any Philippine vessel is shadowed, harassed, or blocked. China's message is clear: these waters are under its control. The expansion marks a shift from area denial to enforcing sweeping jurisdictional claims, making any Philippine patrol a potential flashpoint. The risk of confrontation has never been higher. China's shadow now looms larger than ever. The Philippines has not stood idle, but its patrols are limited by resources and capacity. Coast Guard and fisheries vessels work tirelessly, but their efforts are dwarfed by China's overwhelming presence. Philippine patrols rose to 31 ship days per month in early 2025. But this is a fraction of China's activity. The fleet is stretched thin, forced to juggle disaster relief, joint drills and other national duties. In November 2024, no Philippine vessels were detected near Scarborough, as assets were diverted elsewhere. This exposes a core vulnerability. Every crisis or disaster leaves gaps China can exploit. It became clear that a new, more assertive approach was needed to protect the nation's maritime interests. In November 2025, the Philippines made a bold move, tripling its patrol area in the West Philippine Sea. This shift marked a break from reactive defense to proactive control, aiming to deter foreign incursions and assert sovereignty. The new strategy disperses patrols across the entire EEZ, forcing China to spread its assets and complicating its operations. The Navy and Coast Guard adopted dynamic patrol patterns, using modern ships to maintain a persistent presence. This move challenges China's narrative and demonstrates the Philippines' commitment to international law. The expansion fundamentally changed the regional balance, signaling a new resolve to defend national interests. It was a calculated risk, but one deemed necessary to prevent further erosion of sovereignty. The Philippines was no longer just reacting, it was setting the agenda. The expanded patrols are backed by a rapid modernization of the Philippine fleet, anchored by deepening ties with South Korea. In November 2025, the BRP Raja Lakandula, the second of a new class of offshore patrol vessels, was launched, part of a 6-ship order. These modern ships, designed for long-range patrols, replace aging vessels and expand the Navy's reach. The partnership with South Korea includes local shipbuilding at Subic Bay, boosting self-reliance and industrial capacity. Manila is also considering new attack boats and more frigates, further strengthening its maritime forces. These upgrades are essential for sustaining the expanded patrols and maintaining a credible presence. The growing fleet is the backbone of the Philippines' resolve to defend its waters. The result of expanded patrols is a surge in tense encounters at sea and in the air. As both sides increase their presence, the frequency and intensity of these confrontations have reached unprecedented levels, creating a climate of constant vigilance and uncertainty. From August 2024 to May 2025, Chinese and Philippine vessels interacted on 121 days, averaging over 12 tense encounters per month. These are not isolated incidents, but part of a sustained pattern of near-daily friction, with each side testing the resolve and readiness of the other. These confrontations involve aggressive maneuvering, blocking, and calculated attempts to assert control over disputed waters. The ships often come dangerously close, sometimes just meters apart, raising the stakes with every move, and even water cannon attacks. Such tactics are designed to intimidate and deter, but they also risk causing damage or injury, further inflaming tensions. Each incident risks miscalculation and escalation. The crews, under immense pressure, must make split-second decisions that could have far-reaching consequences. The conflict has now moved to the skies, where the margin for error is even slimmer, and the consequences of a mistake could be catastrophic. At least 4 close air encounters have been reported in the same period, each one a potential flashpoint that could spiral out of control. In August 2002, Dandao, Wunaldis 2024, a Chinese jet dropped flares in front of a Philippine aircraft, a provocative move that heightened the sense of danger in the skies. This incident prompted Manila's first formal airspace complaint in years, signaling a new level of seriousness and official concern over aerial confrontations. Aerial encounters raise the stakes, as pilots must react instantly to rapidly changing situations, often with little information and under extreme stress. High-speed decisions leave little room for error, and a single misjudgment could trigger a wider crisis. The risk of a catastrophic accident is real, with near misses and damaged equipment serving as stark reminders of how quickly things can go wrong. If escalation occurs, it would be harder to control, as both sides scramble to respond and prevent further loss or humiliation. China's willingness to use all elements of power, military, economic, and diplomatic, makes the situation more volatile than ever, leaving the region on edge and the world watching closely. Tensions in the West Philippine Sea have global implications, drawing in the United States and other allies. What happens in these contested waters doesn't just affect the Philippines, it reverberates across the Indo-Pacific and beyond, shaping the security landscape for millions. The world's attention is fixed on this region, where every maneuver is closely watched and analyzed. The US-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty means any armed attack could trigger American involvement. This decades-old pact is a cornerstone of regional security, signaling that the Philippines is not alone in facing external threats. It's a powerful deterrent, but also a source of anxiety. Any miscalculation could draw in a superpower, escalating a local dispute into a wider conflict. China's aggressive actions are testing these commitments, raising the risk of accidental escalation. Each encounter at sea, whether a water cannon blast or a dangerous maneuver, adds to the tension, making the situation more volatile. The risk of misunderstanding or miscalculation is ever present, and the consequences could be severe for the entire region. The Philippines is also deepening ties with South Korea, Japan, Australia, and European partners, conducting joint patrols and exercises. These collaborations are not just symbolic, they build trust, improve coordination, and send a clear message that the international community values peace and stability in these waters. This network of alliances reinforces freedom of navigation and highlights the global stakes. The presence of multinational fleets demonstrates a shared commitment to keeping vital sea lanes open, ensuring that trade and communication remain uninterrupted for all nations. By tripling patrols and modernizing its fleet, the Philippines is raising the cost of Chinese aggression. New ships, advanced technology, and better training are transforming the Philippine Navy into a more capable force, ready to defend its waters and assert its rights. But this assertive path is fraught with risk. Deterring China without provoking open conflict is a delicate balance. Military planners and diplomats must constantly weigh their options, seeking to avoid missteps that could spiral out of control. The stakes are high, and every decision matters. Peace and stability now depend on military readiness, smart diplomacy, and a united commitment to international law. The challenge is to uphold these principles while navigating a landscape of shifting alliances and unpredictable threats. The world is watching as the Philippines stands firm in defense of its maritime rights. In this high-stakes environment, every action sends a message, not just to China, but to the entire international community, about the resolve to protect peace, sovereignty, and the rule of law.